and the time Mr. Power left, any specific instances whatsoever where you went in there? And the tech theater class was in, happening.
There was classes in there when I saw him multiple times.
Yeah, I want to make sure you understand.
I don't understand your.
I can't recall what you saw.
I remember him being there the entire time.
Okay. And you
actually it was led by another administrator at district level.
And well, it was a very uncommon meeting, but you had a lot of problems earlier when I was asking you questions, remembering things from it. So I want to make sure that you're absolutely certain here that you remember very specifically that you discussed with Deputy Lines the details of the reports that have been made by the students.
I think the way I recall the meeting, there was discussion about the witness statements with everybody in the room. At some point, he was asked whether or not he felt, or what his feeling upon it was, and his statement of some and not exact words was that I don't have anything here. I don't see it. I don't see anything we need to pursue, or something along those lines.
So your testimony is that Deputy Lines was made aware first of all of these complaints that have been made, correct?
Correct. That's the way I recall it.
And then you recall that he was asked a specific question by someone in the meeting of what he thought about all of those details, right?
Correct.
And then he said something to the effect of, I don't see that there's anything here for me to go forward with. Is that correct?
I believe that's the case.
And you understood that what he was doing was giving you an opinion on whether or not there was anything there at all to be concerned about criminally?
Anytime there's any situation of that, whether it be drugs or fights or any of that, his information was brought. We asked him that question.
My question, sir, was specifically about your understanding of what he was saying. You've testified about what he said. Is your understanding that he was giving you an opinion on specific facts that he had heard, details about these allegations, and he was giving you an opinion on as to whether or not those constituted a crime?
I do.
Okay. And that he was giving you an opinion on whether or not those specific details that you had laid out for him required any sort of reporting?
I do.
And you remember that very clearly?
I remember him in that meeting, yes, and having and that question was posed of him.
Okay, let's take a look at a couple of other things then. Let's look at Exhibit 7 again at Ridenour 52. These are the notes that you've now seen multiple times about the meeting. And if you'll see there at the bottom, it actually identifies people in the meeting. It says meeting at CCHS between Jason and Jeff Chalamet. And it appears it might be your name. It's really hard to read, but it appears that it might be your name down there, Ridenour, as the last name. I'm not going to hold you to that, but do you see anywhere on this document where it lists the other participants, Deputy Lines?
No, I don't. And I think because these are Jeff's notes. Jeff would know any district employee. I don't know that he would know an SRO at a site. There's
I'm asking you for an explanation of why there's no mention of Deputy Lines here. Just you confirmed for me that there's no Deputy Lines listed here.
Correct.
Along with the other people that you testified were at that meeting, right?
Correct.
Okay, let's now have you turn to another admitted exhibit. Let's have you turn to Exhibit 23. Council asked you some questions about this. He did not read for you everything on here, though, so I'm going to have you go over some other things. This is a Queen Creek Police Department report regarding an investigation into the issues surrounding Mr. Power, the reports that were made, and Officer Lines' particular involvement in the investigation there. And if you look at that first page at, I believe,
94.
My apologies. I don't have the specific number here. Give me just 1 second. I think you may be right. Or mine. Okay, yes. Where are you reading that number? I'm sorry. Oh, this right there? Okay, yeah, so it's Ridenour 94. Thank you. And if you actually turn to Ridenour 95, the next page, let's have you go down to the complaint details box, the big box with all the text there at the bottom.
Okay.
And if you look at the last paragraph, and if you'll read along with me, the officer here writes, I was able to reach Detective Sandoval at MCSO, Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. Detective Sandoval stated the case was currently open and she was experiencing problems getting all the information needed about the case from the school. Detective Sandoval stated she was advised that they did make a report with Officer Lines and he told them it wasn't a crime. Now that's consistent with your testimony today, correct?
Correct.
All right. When Detective Sandoval asked for documentation of the report, the school could not provide it. Are you aware of any documentation whatsoever of a report actually made to Deputy Lines?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Next, it says that they did not provide any evidence Officer Lines was ever notified of the allegations. Are you aware of any written documents or records of any kind that actually indicate that Deputy Lines was apprised of the specific allegations here?
I don't know of any.
Okay. Then let's look at the next line. It says Detective Sandoval met with Officer Lines and conducted an interview. Officer Lyons had stated he was never advised of allegations against the teacher or from redacted daughter. Officer Lyons said the allegations would have resulted in a report per MCSO and the school's policies. Detective Sandoval believes the school may be placing blame on Officer Lyons, and the case has made it up to the state board due to the school not reporting the incident as required. Detective Sandoval provided the supplement where she interviewed Officer Lyons. Then I'm going to ask you to follow along. 2 more paragraphs down. I contacted Officer Lyons. This is the Queen Creek Police Department officer. Says, I contacted Officer Lyons and was able to serve him with his Notice of Investigation, NOI. I provided Officer Lyons the letter from the superintendent's office. Officer Lyons asked if he could wait to read the timeline given by the school as he did not want to influence his memory of what occurred between the school and him. When asked about what he was told concerning Mr. Blank's daughter and Mr. Powers, Officer Lyons stated he was not told any specific allegations or names. Officer Lyons explained that it was common for the school to provide him a general advisement of a student complaint against a teacher, or when a student stated they were uncomfortable with a teacher, the school then begins their own investigation into the matter to collect more information. If it rises to a serious allegation, they will notify Officer Lyons, and he would then do a police report. Officer Lyons stated he has done several reports on allegations made by students against staff following an initial review or investigation by the school to gather more information. Officer Lyons continued by saying that it was probable and would not be unusual for the school to tell him they are looking into a student complaint about feeling uncomfortable with a teacher. It was also not uncommon for their first advisement to be general without specific allegations mentioned. Officer Lyons states he did not hear about the student's complaint again until MCSO had received the complaint from the student's parents. He learned the names of the involved parties from the detective at MCSO, Detective Sandoval. Officer Lyons did not ask further questions from the school or conduct an investigation after receiving the generalized statement concerning a student's complaint against a teacher. Officer Lyons did learn that the student's parents are the ones to file the complaint with the school and contact MCSO. Officer Lyons added he has not spoken to the parents, nor was he contacted by the parents to investigate the complaint. And if you go all the way down to the second to last paragraph, you'll see it reads, I explained to Mr. Powers that I had already spoke to Officer Lyons, and Officer Lyons had indicated he was not given any specifics of the allegations other than a generalized statement of a student feeling uncomfortable, and no names were given during the meeting. Now, I believe there's a typo there, because if you look right above that, you'll see that the discussion that the officer is having is with Mr. Phillips, the principal, not with Mr. Power. So when he's referring to Mr. Power, do you see what I'm referring to?
Okay.
Nevertheless, he goes on then to write, I asked if that was possible, or did he, Mr. Phillips, again, your principal, provide Officer Lines with anything more specific? Mr. Phillips stated no, that it was what Officer Lines had described. So, do you have reason to challenge what your principal told the police when they were investigating this? That in fact, no specific allegations or specific details were given to Deputy Lines.
That's what was
objection asked and answered. He's already asked him about his recollection. He's asking the same question a different way. The witness has already given his recollection of the meeting. Now he's saying, well, this is what Mr. Phillips said.
I think it's a fair question to ask if he, given the contradiction and what he's testifying about and what Mr. Phillips told the police, if he has any reason to specifically contradict Mr. Phillips on that point.
Overruled.
I recall speaking about the allegations that were in front of us, the things that were in front of us. I remember that meeting was unique because we had people in there that were not normally in a meeting of in such a way. So I knew the discussion would have been that I recall was that we talked about the allegations that were out there and what did we need, what was his position on it. That's what I recall to it. And obviously this is, again, we're going back 5 years and I'm trying to recall what this looks like. I feel like I know that we had that meeting with all those people there for a reason to discuss what we were seeing in front of us.
And you took no notes during that meeting, correct?
No, Jeff ran the meeting. Or
No, I'm sorry. So
someone
did
else.
you
I did not.
take any notes?
No, I did not.
So is that your general practice? You have a meeting about students who are complaining about someone touching them and they're afraid of the teacher, and you take no notes whatsoever.
I did not.
Is that your normal practice?
If I was leading a meeting and of such, I would have been taking my own notes.
All right, let me, Your Honor, at this point, we had talked to you about Exhibit A, Respondents Exhibit A, and they had objected to that being admitted. This is a further documentation from the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office investigation and has further discussion in it specifically regarding these discussions that the investigating detective had with Officer Lines, and also other information regarding Mr. Power. And it fits, it is directly relevant. It fits in this line of questioning. There's no prejudice. It was identified as an exhibit by counsel for the respondents, and I would move admission of Respondents Exhibit A.
Mr. Anger, objections?
I do object to relevancy and it's duplicative. He's provided the testimony that he's got of the information. This investigation appears to go beyond just what Mr. Ridenour is here for. The evidence that the PPAC members should be considering is Mr. Ridenour's conduct, not the investigation of the MCSO into Mr. Power. Mr. Power is not on trial today. His investigation that ultimately led to no charges being brought by the Maricopa County's Attorney's Office has no bearing on Mr. Ridenour.
Mr. Richards, I need some more explanation as to why you think this should be admitted.
The respondent is mounting a defense here that the PPAC members have now heard that is attempting to excuse his action based upon this alleged advice and input that he received after giving careful, detailed information to Deputy Lines, and that therefore he felt that he was entitled to not go any further than they did. That's the defense. Deputy Lines and the information that he did not receive is directly relevant to that. It undercuts that completely. There's other information about Mr. Power and the situation involving Mr. Power in that Maricopa County Sheriff's Office report that also addresses the lack of cooperation on behalf of the school district. You've heard testimony from this witness that he was never contacted by anyone at the sheriff's office. We've got information in these records that indicate they were attempting to contact all the staff there that was involved. We've got records indicating that the Queen Creek department was trying to contact those folks. And I think we're entitled to do that further follow-up on those issues that, again, undercut the credibility and the truth of the testimony of this witness.
Mr. Unger?
There's nothing.
I didn't hear that. I got you. You don't have your mic on.
Sorry.
There's nothing in here that.
That
then
says that Detective Sandoval attempted to reach out to Mr. Ridenour. There is nothing in here that identifies him by name as someone that the MCSO attempted to interview as part of this. The reason that the state wants to try to get this admitted is because there's other information in it that has nothing to do with Mr. Ridenour that is prejudicial to him. There's other conduct in here identified related to Mr. Power, which they haven't established that Mr. Ridenour knew about or anything else. It's more prejudicial to admit it than it is to exclude it when it is duplicative of other things and exhibits that have already been admitted.
Okay, I'm trying to review it, so I'll do that.
And I can show you where the deputy lines information is specifically.
Thank you.
It's going to be at, and for some reason I don't have the proper number here, but if you look at the bottom, you can follow along on the pages. Under this exhibit, it's going to be at respondents 24 or Ridenour 15 is the other number. I think actually that's the number that you have in the packet, Ridenour 15.
I'm sorry. Now I'm confused. I was on.
Yeah, this exhibit has been used in two separate hearings, and so it's got multiple numbers on it.
Exhibit A in respondents, correct?
No,
Exhibit 15.
no, this is not the full set. See, these are the ones that
And
they gave us.
who's-
See, you Ridenour 15.
Thank you.
There's 3 different numbers.
Okay, so give me the number, what's the third number on that page? You don't have it either.
Number up here,
Yes.
right now we're 15.
Okay, it's Ridenour 15.
Okay.
And if you'll see there, right in the middle, there's a paragraph that starts off after detectives received the information that deputy lines. You'll see that there's
Yep.
a specific discussion of the conversation the detective had with Officer Lines.
Hearing Officer Lee, that's already identified in the Queen Creek police report. That that information is duplicative of what's already in the Queen Creek police report. This police report contains information that has absolutely nothing to do with Mr. Ridenour's case.
Do you agree with that, Mr. Richards?
That
Or
it's
this-
simply duplicative.
Yes.
I think there's some overlap, but this is the actual report from Detective Sandoval's. As I understand it, this is the report by Detective Sandoval. His name is at the bottom, is completing it. This is his statement. The other statement that we were reading was in part a discussion that the Queen Creek police officer had with Detective Sandoval. And I acknowledge there's certainly consistency between those.
The problem we have is the committee's already read this. I'm going to admit it because it's already part of the record. I mean, this is the problem, not the problem, but the situation we find ourselves in when we want to exclude documents. It's too late. 2 weeks ago is when we should have had this conversation because the committee has seen it and read it. And I don't have a solution for that, Mr. Anger.